Live from Silent Hill, it's the 4 o'clock news. Welcome to the news. I don't think this is actually fog. It sort of tastes like frustration, disappointment, and wasted time. I do believe we are actually at the aftermath of E3. Here's what we have for you today. Is government surveillance bad? According to the state, you already answered and said no. And does eating silica gel really make you sick, or is it just the government not wanting you to know exactly how tasty it is? But first, gaming and technology news. Well, E3 just ended, so there's a lot of news flying around, like news about the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, with a trailer so amazing that it's not visible to the human eye, or the new Battletoads, Starfield, and Elder Scrolls 6 games that were announced, I guess. But without a doubt, the biggest announcement, the most giganticest announcement, the most monstrousness announcement was that the current console generation is dead. Yes, dead. The announcement came from Bethesda, happy to leak something for once instead of being leaked on. The company announced that Fallout 76 will be its last internally developed video game for the current console generation, whereas every other game that will come after it will be made for the PlayStation 5 and the following Xbox, which will probably be called the Xbox, because of course it will. Rumors about the new console generation have already started to fly around, some suggesting that it will actually be the final console generation, and not because of the impending nuclear war, but because of a much darker reason, namely that consoles are dead, and everything will move to the cloud, where fanboy wars shall be waged within the digital heavens, with each side proclaiming the greatness of their server farm over the other server farm. At least when it is estimated to happen around the year 2026, we'll probably actually have a trailer for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at that year's E3. Though the Final Fantasy remake will probably still not have been released. Back before the Battle Royale genre became the most popular thing since malaria, there existed a game called The Calling, a game with a good idea but botched beyond belief by the developer Xaviant. And while you may not believe that there can be a worse developer for a Battle Royale game than Bluehole, well, Xaviant set the bar so low that Bluehole can only one day hope to sink to it. That is why it came to much surprise when Xaviant announced The Culling 2, a sequel for a game they abandoned because they had botched it so much that it lost pretty much its entire player base before there was any actual other big Battle Royale game to really soak it up. I'm being told now that we have live footage with the fans of the series expressing their excitement for this announcement. Let's go to it right now. Yeah, that sounds about right. Commercial break. You've loved Command & Conquer, from Tiberian Dawn to Red Alert. We know that you've enjoyed every moment of it, and for years you've asked for more, and now we proudly announce that there is more coming indeed. Electronic Arts proudly presents Command & Conquer Rivals, a new, let's call it strategy game for mobile that will feature tapping on a screen and let's say, tactics, and also a CGI cane because Joseph saw what game we wanted to put him in and noped right out of the building. Command and Conquer Rivals, because you thought it couldn't get worse than Command and Conquer 4, Tiberian Twilight, or the Dungeon Keeper mobile game. But give us the benefit of the doubt. E3 gave us a better look at BioWare's new masterpiece that is probably already getting 10 out of 10 reviews, Anthem. But the game's presentation was accompanied by a very, very sad bit of news. There will be no option to romance in this Iron Man themed Destiny knockoff, bringing sadness to millions across the world dreaming of one day boinging their javelin, or at least in it. However, out of the night, when the full moon was bright, there came none other than Casey I Ruined Mass Effect story Hudson to counter the previous statement. He said that although there will be no romance option when the game is first released, that may change as time goes on depending on how fans react. He compared it to how a romance option for Garrus was added in Mass Effect 2 because people really wanted to get it on with the Turian in Mass Effect 1. Or how people really liked the agency the player had in the first game, so he made sure there wasn't any of it at all in the series ever again. Well, that's all the news we have for you right now, but stay tuned because we'll be right back after the break with more news. Also, turns out this isn't Silent Hill. This is just the smoking remains of the Square Enix E3 conference. It got burned to the ground by everybody. Bits of it are still on fire. Oh my god, this was a massacre. After the break, the first bit of in-game footage from Cyberpunk 2077 was released, threatening the world's supply of fresh pairs of pants. If production does not increase before release day, we may face a pantpocalypse.